You know, I have rewritten, refilmed, rescripted this video over and over and over and over again because I don't really know how to make YouTube videos. This is my first time ever really sitting down in front of a camera and just having a conversation like this. But I wanted to start this channel and I wanted it to just feel like you're sitting down, you're talking to a friend, it's personal, it's relaxing, it's something you can put on in the background when you clean, it's something you can knit along to or do your taxes to. Yeah, I just wanted to chill and talk with you guys and discuss things that I'm passionate about or things that are relevant in the world, and that just so happens to right now be AI and knitting. So a little bit of, oh yeah, sorry, I should probably say my current work in progress is kind of nothing. I just want something to do with my hands because I feel like it's less awkward that way. You know that philosophy when you like, oh, when you go to a party, like have something in your hand, like have a mug because that'll make you feel less awkward and more at ease. That's kind of the philosophy I'm bringing into this video. So it is hand-dyed BFL. I think like different it's just variegated, so nothing too fancy I did with her, just a little bit left over from a project that I'm just purl stitching, and it's gonna turn into nothing. So anyways, if you want to knit along with me, you can grab your projects, a nice warm drink, or continue cleaning your house. I see you. And we will jump right into this topic because it's something that has really interested me for a long time because throughout my I just finished a textile design diploma, and throughout the time I had to do a lot of, you know, research and inspiration gathering, and in that time I would come across so much AI generated knitwear. It was insane, the amount of AI sweaters or AI crocheted things or felted things that I was seeing. I was just thinking, like, why is this a thing? Why is there so much of it? I think for a lot of artists, the rise in AI has been incredibly upsetting and something we kind of have to, unfortunately, learn to live with, because I don't think this technology is going anywhere anytime soon. But I think it's good to reflect on what exactly AI is, because it's just been so heavily shoved down our throats as of recently. I think it's important to just kind of stop and remember what it is, because AI, it can't create new things. It can't take something out of existence and make something new. It's constantly being fed data, and from that data, extracting bits and pieces to kind of collage together something new. And so in that case, it's not a painter, it's not a writer, it's not a knitter. It is just data, and stolen data at that. Because you're feeding AI pre-existing material and pre-existing data, it can only pull from other people's work. So it is a plagiarizer as well. And as craftspeople and artists in general, it can be incredibly disheartening to know that anytime we post anything, potentially our data is being scraped and used to feed these new AI programs. And I'm not making this video to necessarily be pro or anti-AI, because in all reality, I'm very neutral about the topic. I personally use ChatGPT quite frequently, and I understand that there are some environmental impacts with using ChatGPT, and that's something I'm trying to do more personal research into to kind of understand. But I think that used responsibly, AI can be an incredible and life-changing tool, but that's the key, is learning to use it responsibly and knowing how to set boundaries with yourself and technology. And unfortunately, there are a lot of greedy people out there who don't know how to do that, don't want to do that, and want to use this new technology to eat our wallets alive. So typically when I'm trying to find inspiration, I avoid these AI images as much as possible, and so some tricks I've learned for telling if something is AI or not is looking really, really closely at the sweater itself. And sometimes it can be pretty convincing when you first initially see these images, but if you look really closely, there are some areas where if you know, oh, stitches can't really do that, or oh, it's not sewn together correctly, or it looks like a pile of spaghetti underneath the armpit. And so just paying really close attention to what you're viewing. Another thing is if it looks uncanny, if you kind of have to do a double take when you look at it, 9 times out of 10, trust your gut, it's probably AI. If something seems off, it more than likely is. So that begs the question, why are we seeing so much of it, and why exactly are people turning to AI? I've done a little bit of research into the topic, but I think it's pretty obvious that the main reason why people are turning to AI is to scam. There is something a lot more eye-catching about a beautiful, magical, fantastical sweater with mushrooms all over it than just a simple cardigan you might see on Ravelry. And companies might post these images and trick people into buying something they think is real and whimsical and fun and handmade, and it just turns out to be like a really awkward print on a nylon jersey, essentially. So I think when you are looking to buy clothes in general, just do your research, make sure you know what you're buying, make sure it's authentic, and a good way to do that is to try and buy local first. That's always the best philosophy, is actually going to the stores and putting your hand on the thing you want to buy. That's not to say, like, I do online shopping too, I'm not here to judge. I'm just saying that it's like with the rise of AI, it's really important more now than ever to be very vigilant when you shop so you don't get scammed out of money, because that's what everyone's after. But I do think that AI has a lot of potential to be useful, especially, in some areas of the craft community. I think it could be really helpful for pattern writers to use AI, because it could help with grading and skipping a lot of the math that goes into that. It could help proofread a little bit before you send it off to a tech editor. Really great for people who potentially have some limitations in their day-to-day lives. AI could be a tool for them. My thought is like people with aphantasia, so people who have trouble visualizing things. AI could be a really good tool to kind of help get your idea out of your head and see it in front of you. There's also sketching for that. You see, it's a fine line to walk. One thing it could also help with is translation. If you are a French pattern writer and you want to get your pattern out in English, you could put it through and have it translated. That's another way I see it being used beneficially. And personally, I do quite a bit of machine knitting, and I know that I would love if I could have something that could translate my machine knitting patterns into hand knitting patterns. That would be fantastic. So maybe in the future that's something that AI could possibly do, which would be insanely helpful for kind of expanding reach, with pattern making. But of course, it's kind of one of those situations where the negatives highly outweigh the positives, and AI across the entire world means job loss, and within the kind of craft world, it could mean tech editors, designers, photographers, graphic designers could all really be at risk. AI scrapes from thousands of images across the web. Like, it could lead to quite a bit of design theft. People might have their motifs or entire patterns stolen from right under their noses without their knowledge or consent. There are tools to help prevent this, though. I know that there's a company called Glaze that you can use to try and help encrypt your artwork. That might be something to do a little bit more research into, though, because I'm not 100% sure how that works. But there are people who are standing up to it. And unfortunately, you know, if everything is done super, super quickly and made super fast and produced at an inhuman rate, then it means a huge loss of tradition and craftsmanship and community. And if the market gets too saturated, like, it can be even harder for craftspeople to make a living than it already is. And when something like AI oversaturates the market, it cheapens our work, it devalues our work, and just kind of creates a loss of the community that craft is so known and valued for. But I don't want it to be, I don't like hopelessness. That's one thing that I'm kind of coming to terms with, is that nihilism, it's not productive. Is it bee? Outside, don't worry. I know the situation can feel hopeless. It kind of feels like we were just brought this technology and said, deal with it. But I think there are positives for everything, you know? And I really do believe in the power of community and living by example. So it's disheartening when you're someone who just wants to make a living doing what they love and crafting and keeping tradition alive. But I think there's so much passion and support that I don't think the craft will ever disappear, because it's something that humans have been doing since the beginning of time and will continue to do until the end of time. So I think it's really important to put people and community first before machines. If you do decide to use AI as part of your creative process, then just be transparent about it, because transparency and honesty is the most important thing we have. It's our superpower, it's an important tool, and we're a lot better for it. Anyway, this was my first little kind of sit down and chat attempt at a video. I know quality isn't great, but I'm here and I'm doing my best. So I want to know from you guys if you've noticed the same thing that I've noticed, kind of an uptick in AI. Do you use AI at all in your process, and are you for or against it? Just let me know what kind of your thoughts are down in the comments, and if there are any topics you want me to talk about in the future or that interest you guys, then please don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button for more topics in the future. And thank you for sticking this one out with me. Much love. Take care.